I am pretty sure after hours of hard work, the last thing you want to be doing is figuring out what you are going to post on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on all of your social media pages. But what if I told you that you can train AI to write in your tone of voice and post for you on automation every single day without you having to lift a single finger? What if I told you that you could help your brand engage with more followers and grow while you sleep or eat or run or do anything else? Well, you can, and I'm gonna walk you through the step-by-step process on how to structure your make automation. But before we do that, I wanted to give you a little overview on how the workflow is structured. So basically, you firstly, as you can see right here, feed in an article you found into Google Sheets, which triggers the make scenario automation, which is this one right here, and we're going to build it in a minute. After the make scenario is run, all the AI posts that the Chat-GPT assistants have made are going to be posted on all of your social media pages. And after that, the last step is to store every single post with date, image, and of course the text into Airtable, so you know what you've posted on what day, and you can manage everything so that you don't get confused or post twice the same thing, or just to manage at best your work. So here we are inside Make's dashboard, where you can create new scenarios, hitting this button right here, which we are gonna be doing a second. You can manage all of your scenarios, you can turn it on, off, you can manage your active scenarios and inactive scenarios, the concepts. So the one you haven't saved yet, I haven't any because I've saved all my scenarios. In organization, you can see your active scenarios, your monthly operations, but we are focusing on the automation. So we're gonna hit create new scenario up here in the right. We are gonna be redirected to this page. As you can see, it's a very visual based platform, as it is also a no-code platform, so you can build basically any automation you can think of. You can automate basically any workflow you can think of with absolutely no code required or no coding skill required. So that's absolutely incredible to me. But let's get to how to build this automation. So we're gonna look for Google Sheets, and we're gonna select Google Sheets, and we're gonna add a trigger, which is the first step of the automation. So basically, how an automation is structured is that it runs from a starting point, and so it goes use this tool, then use this tool, then use this tool, then maybe separate into two different paths and simultaneously use these two tools, maybe go back here, maybe it's complicated, but we're gonna break it down to make it as simple as possible. So we're gonna choose watch new rows. So when a new row is added, the automation starts. For the spreadsheet ID, I'm gonna choose this one right here, content generated automation, which is a spreadsheet I've created into Google Spreadsheets. Of course, for the sheet 1, as it contains only one sheet. We're gonna also limit at 1. We're gonna set the limit at 1, as we want only one result. Now that we have set up the trigger, we're gonna add another module, hitting this button right here. As I told you, this is a very visual based software, so we're gonna add Perplexity, and we're gonna hit create a chat compilation. Perplexity, what is Perplexity? Well, Perplexity is basically a Chat-GPT competitor. So it functions basically in the same way, but the main difference that made us choose Perplexity over Chat-GPT to run this step of the automation is the fact that Perplexity have access to real-time data. You can access the internet in real time. feature that ChatGPT does not have, and feature that gives us more up-to-date information and more specific results. Well, to use Perplexity, you will need to connect to it. So I'm gonna click add right here to show you what you are going to see, and you will need to paste right here the API key of Perplexity that you can find in Perplexity settings and then into the API section. So you will need then to generate new API key, and you will need to copy it and paste it right here to connect with Perplexity. So I have already created my connection, so I'm gonna add message content, and for content I'm gonna write analyze the following article and summarize it your best, and we're gonna choose the news link A. For the role, you are gonna always need to choose user. For max tokens, I'm gonna set default also as for the temperature. Gonna hit OK, and then for the next module, we're gonna hit the module, and we're gonna choose flow control, as we want to split our automation into different paths. So we're gonna choose router, and we're gonna separate the automation in 4 different steps. So you will gonna need to hit 4 times the router button. Then right here, you're gonna click this button and search for Chat-GPT, and you are going to choose create a compilation. Here with Chat-GPT, it's the same for the connection, so you will need to search for the API key in your ChatGPT's website account, and you will need to paste it right here. Of course, I've already created my connection, and here you will need to choose the model. I'm gonna choose ChatGPT 4.0 as is the latest one and the best one out yet. Here I'm gonna add message. For role, as I said, always use user. And for the message content, I'm going to choose this prompt right here I've created for you. I'm going to copy it and paste it right here. And in the variable of the article, I'm going to look here into choices. I'm going to open it. I'm going to open message, and I'm going to choose content. I'm going to paste it right here after the 2 dots. So right here. Then you will need to scroll all the way down to max tokens. I'm gonna set the tokens to 300, as I found it's a good enough number of tokens to get a good enough result for the Facebook post we want. And we are done for this module. Right now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm going to give you an opportunity. If you don't want to listen to me, just skip to the rest of the video. Now, to those few that are watching right now, if you want to get a 100% free AI-powered chatbot implemented in your website by the end of this week, just book a call with the link in the description with me and my team, and we'll get it done. Now we will need to clone this and put it in each of the rules steps. So we're gonna clone it 4 times and put it as the first step of each new automation step. Here we're gonna click add another module, and we are gonna also again choose Chat-GPT. Again, create a compilation module Chat-GPT 4.0 for the message. This time we are going to use this second prompt right here, that is analyze the following text, which is the post created in the previous step, and based on that we will need to get a prompt that we're going to be using in the next step to create an image for our Facebook post. So as before, after the double dots, we're gonna open choices right here and open message and choose content, and we're gonna drag it and drop it right here. We're gonna close this and hit 150 for the max tokens, as I've found between 100 and 150 is the best number of tokens you will need for this step right here. You're gonna need to hit OK, and we're gonna choose for the last time OpenAI, and this time generate an image. For the module, I'm gonna choose DALL-E 3 as it is the best one out yet. For the prompt, I'm gonna use this one right here. You can copy and paste it. It's a really easy one. Generate an image for a Facebook post based on this given prompt. So I'm gonna copy it and paste it right here. And for the variable, I'm gonna use this one right here of the post generating Chat-GPT compilation. Gonna hit OK. And for this part of the automation, we will need to add just another step. I'm gonna look for Facebook and hit show more and create a post with photos. Now you will need to connect with your Facebook account by clicking right here, connect. Done it. Of course, for the page, you will need to choose the page you want to post in. For the photos, you need to hit add item, and it will automatically choose the one given from the DALL-E 3 module we just set it up. So for the message, I'm going to choose this one right here, as I want this to show in the post. I'm going to hit OK. And then for the second route of this automation, we will just need to hit add another module and add LinkedIn and add create a user text post. For the content, I'm going to use this one right here of the previous ChatGPT compilation. And for everything else, I'm going to just set as default. If you want to mention someone, you just need to hit add item right here and enter the name, the start, and the entry. I'm going to hit OK. And we're done also for this route. Now, to not get you both overwhelmed and bored, I'm gonna skip this next step right here with the Twitter automation. As we've done with LinkedIn and Facebook, you will need just to drag and drop the variable of the content of the previous OpenAI module compilation, and you will need to drop it in the post content section in the Twitter module you will need to add right here. So what I'm going to do now is skip till also that part is completed. And now that we have also our Twitter module, only a few steps separate us from the end of this step-by-step process on how to automate all of your social media posting. Now we will need just to add another module right here and search for email. And you will need to choose send an email right here. Once you've done that, you will need to connect, of course, to your email address and add a recipient right here. So now for the recipient, I want y'all to fill in with your email address, as you want the content that is going to be posted on each and every single one of your social media pages to also be sent to your email address so you can check the content itself. So I'm gonna fill in with my email address. I'm gonna choose for subject to fill in your post content, and for content I'm gonna just choose the result of the previous ChatGPT module. So I'm gonna just hit OK, and now we are only one step away from the very end of this automation. So now we've done all the content creating and posting on LinkedIn, X, and Facebook. We will just need to store all that data we've generated into Airtable. So I'm gonna look for Airtable. I'm gonna choose it, and I'm gonna select create a new record. I'm gonna drag it right here for some more clarity. I'm gonna choose for base abilities workspace. So my personal workspace. For table, I'm going to choose social media posting automation, so that one I've created for this exact automation. But this is the number of the post, and it's going to be filled automatically from our table. For the date, you can choose just whatever of the ones that are stored in the previous ChatGPT compilation. So I'm just going to drag and drop this one right here. For the post content, you're gonna need to choose the first one, and for the post image you will need to hit add item right here, and you will need to fill in the file URL and the file name. data that you will find by opening this data bracket right here of the previous ChatGPT compilation and drag and drop the file URL and the response image name. Now we've set everything up and you would just need to hit OK. And now our automation is set up and ready to go and generate content for us and for brand on automation every single day without having us to lift a single finger.